There we go. All right, session 4. A little recap for your crew. The party resumed the Lorehold trial, which was a challenge to reach the contents of a treasure chest within Dean Bectus's lair. Give you a little reminder of what some of these people look like. After the mysterious disappearance of Geordie, the party discovered the gifts they had each received in the form of silver tattoos were protecting their minds from forgetting the events of attempts past. Using trial and error, they quickly learned from past mistakes and finally cracked the code and opened the treasure chest, only to be disappointed with a mountain of gold within. It wasn't until Javi used a detect magic spell that it was discovered that the real treasure was a powerful magic item in the form of a dark black cloak covered in stars. The Deans brought an end to the trials, but Dean Bectus demanded answers. The party was tight-lipped about the source of their magical tattoos, but admitted truthfully that they each had no previous connection to the larger group. Geordie was brought back into the lair by Professor Jojira Narkales. His appearance was in drastic contrast to the individual who joined the party to Lorehold campus a mere hour ago. Instead of the freshly bathed, well-rested boy they'd arrived with, Geordie looked disheveled and tired. Professor Jojira came to his defense and requested a private audience with the two deans. As the party was dismissed, the 6 heroes finally had a moment alone between them, which you used to introduce yourself, more or less. Obi tried to create a safe space for the party to reveal some personal details, including their heritage, the reason for being at Strixhaven, and whether they had a purpose for being at the school. Party was tight-lipped again and evasive, with only Delta and Ovi privately acknowledging how likely it was that there were similarities of their origin stories. Macklin, Ovi, and Garrett attempted a friendly approach to the party. Indigo, Hattie, and Delta were more matter-of-fact and more reluctant to buy into the instant family proposal. The party dove into Garrett's past connection with Geordie, followed by Hattie's history with Kithri. Delta and Garrett were worried about not only rooming with the creepy blood mage, but also expressed concern that they each woke up with pinpricks in their fingers. Hattie abruptly excused herself, inviting Delta and Indigo into the bathroom for a private discussion, not to be excluded from a potentially important confession, and using their respective magical disguises and invisibility, the entire party ended up in the women's lavatory. Delta determined that the situation was too tenuous to attempt a conversation out loud and received Hattie's story about her time with Kithri through one-on-one telepathy. Hattie shared that she'd witnessed Kithri perform a dark ritual which tore a hole in the fabled negative plane, followed by an attack on her grandmother and dog with a blood magic before fleeing. Hattie and Delta debated whether or not the party could or should kill Kithri and risk expulsion. Hattie and Delta compared notes about their experiences with dark creatures, only to determine that Hattie's exposure was with a creature from the negative plane, and Delta's was a gargantuan dark creature she was unable to study in great detail. Hattie believes that the creatures she saw could be helpful to the party. While the silent discussion was happening, Indigo studied the walls of the laboratory, only to discover a strange message in Thieves' Cant, the number 1247. Once the disguised boys were discovered, the party suffered an early relational fracture, with Hattie feeling deeply distrustful of the other members of the group. Indigo studied the statue of Kolema, especially the staff in his hand. The party discovered that the enchanted statue appeared to only respond to Lorehold students. Indigo asked Ovi about Lorene Arneza. He shared that she had a fascination with the negative plane, which he was skeptical was even real. However, several party members corroborated the likelihood of its existence, including Hattie and Indigo. The party has had the rest of the day to themselves, being told to report to Prismari campus tomorrow for the next trial. A plan for how Garrett and Delta could survive another night in Kithri's room began to emerge. Before we left, Andrew, you had specifically asked me about doing some research at the Biblioplex. Correct. Specifically around the question of, is it possible for someone to listen in on telepathic communication? I texted you a whole bunch of possibilities you can explore on that. Seth also asked me on Ovi's behalf to do some research as well about is there a way to protect oneself against blood magic if one's own blood is taken or used in any kind of ritual. I also sent you some things to think about. What I want to point out in that is I will generously reward any interest in doing research or trying to find out answers from people. So please let me know what you want to know. I will give you all sorts of details and ways that you can hopefully get what you want.
Jimmy, I don't want to give you too much help or get too deep into how science works, but if Kithri has Delta's blood, should I assume that that's also kind of my blood? Because we're identical twins.
You know, make an Arcana check.
I'd sure love to do that for you.
It's a low DC, but let's see what you get.
Natural 1.
It's an 18 plus some shit.
Oh, yeah. No chance. It's like a fingerprint. You might be identical, but you are two different entities. I can't think of any reality where that would be true. So, no, you have nothing to worry about in that specific instance.
Congrats.
But is that true in like real life? How much
No.
do we as people know about blood?
I don't know. I feel like several of you are far more medically educated than I am.
You could be identical twins and have different blood types, I'm pretty sure.
It's Dr. Goob.
So, you
I
have
would
an
ask
afternoon.
Bobby about his cloak, and then I also would like to know how to protect myself from blood magic.
Fair enough. So Javi left well before you all. You are welcome to go look for him. I'll have you roll for it, investigation check to see where he is, or you can wait until... Yeah. So let's put a pin in that until the evening.
Okay.
So if there's anything else that you want to do in the afternoon, if you are interested in the blood magic discussion, would you want to do it on your own, or would you want to do it with Ovi?
Can I assume that Ovi's going to come tell me everything he's learned about blood magic? Or is
I'll let him answer that.
Or Ovi, are you dragging me along because you are concerned for my safety? No.
No, I think at one point we ended saying that he was for sure trying to have drinks and stuff with Indigo because he was very impressed with her battle prowess. But at some point he was going to slip off and do that on his own. But Bort, of course I'm going to come and talk to you all about this. So, but he would have done research on his own.
Jimmy, I'd like to read the student handbook and see if there are any loopholes against some of these rules. I'd like to roll to exploit loopholes.
Very good.
Deception check on the book.
Jennifer, let's do this. Because I think it would be more fun, let Ovi in character catch you up on what he's learned. If there are significant holes, I will shoot you some message to supplement. Does that make sense?
In the student handbook?
No, sorry, for Jennifer for researching this, how to protect oneself against blood magic. Do an intelligence check to do the research on the handbook.
Yeah. Intelligence. It's only a 9.
A 9? It is not a long handbook. It's more like a 10 Commandments. Like, they're short, simple phrases that pretty much encompass what you have been told. Professors and deans cannot intervene in mundane affairs. You cannot intentionally kill another student. You cannot cast a wish spell, or you risk expulsion. There's probably a couple others in there, but that's the basic gist.
He cannot intentionally kill another student. Okay, I got you. We go.
Exploit that as you will. I will leave the phrasing as I
understand you too. Thank you.
Do you?
Do you?
Anything else that you want to do kind of before retiring back to the dorms in the evening?
No.
Okay. Would you, I guess one thing I'll throw in, before you head back to the dorms, would you all meet up for dinner? Would that be a fair time to ask Ovi some questions about this research and stuff like that? Or is there a different time that you'd want to do that?
No, I think I would definitely seek out Ovi before I go back to my chambers. To potentially...
I think Garrett's going to follow Delta as like, this is my friend now. Me.
Yeah,
Maybe
Magnus.
the dining house too public? Should we find a more private place?
I will say for the sorts of mechanics, because thousands of students are eating and drinking there, you are welcome to do a perception check to see if anyone is intentionally trying to listen to you. But I will say that the tavern can always be a safe place to discuss stuff without someone accidentally overhearing it. Does that make sense?
Accidentally, he said, guys, this guy thinks he can pull over language on me.
Yeah, if y'all want to do just a basic perception check before you chat, you're welcome to do that.
Is this like a one long table situation or like smaller tables pushed together?
They're circular tables, so it's like family style.
I want to be the furthest possible from Mac.
Sure. Wow.
And I want to make a big point of not speaking to him, and if I speak about him, calling him Macklin because he has asked not to be called that.
Is this because he tried to put you in his pocket?
It's not because of that. Racist fucker.
Someone holds grudges.
He
Is
tried
it
to put me in his
sizes?
pocket.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
It's racist and unnecessarily sexual.
I think you made it.
It wasn't until we said that out loud.
It's in his pocket.
Penises work?
playing pocket pool over here. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I obviously sit next to Ovi, and I'm gonna say, Ovi, how do I get through the night tonight?
Oh, that's a good question. You know.
Wait, you guys should pass a perception because I got a 7. So anybody have anything higher?
18.
18?
I think Macklin's too trusting of people to think that they would even eavesdrop.
I got...
Mine's 14.
But that was not my passive. I did a perception check.
You are welcome to do your passive.
Oh, I have 17.
I think y'all both have 17 or something like that.
I do.
So someone's gonna have to try really hard to sneak up on you, but
Okay.
you feel reasonably convinced that there's nobody listening in right now.
I mean, everyone can listen to how to defend blood magic. Like, I think it's all pretty obvious who the blood magic is.
Yeah, spread the word.
So here's the thing about it. So far, with just cursory look through everything. By the way, the drone sort of magical mechanical librarians they have here, super helpful. Like, great research assistants. We have a specialist here on campus who specifically focuses on blood magic, by the way. Just noted. They offered, several books that I looked at. So far, I've kind of come up with a few bullet points. Blood is usually a component, like a necessary component in specifically summoning spells. It's really needs to be blood, often either of a specific creature or for a specific summoning. Usually it's never beneficial for society. But here's the thing, in spells that like use blood to target a creature, maybe like yourselves, I don't know, they almost always require how to say this, often push it off with a will. Maybe if you were really strong in your constitution or like very wise, you can sometimes resist those things. But yeah, it seems like they're pretty much using some sort of summoning magic.
So I'm fucked, is what you're telling me. Like, I can't fight her off.
Like, are they,
Well, my
is she gonna like clone us?
I'm sorry.
Is she gonna clone us? Is she like?
I don't know. If she's doing something like that, it's talking about magic that I haven't even run into. If this is body of work is to be trusted here, my guess would be more she's planning on summoning something else like a large demon or something, and just as poetic justice using your blood to do so.
All right.
All right.
I don't know that she's specifically targeting you.
But she needs my blood to summon.
How much blood is usually required?
Usually just a drop. Sometimes like the bigger demon, like a whole vial, maybe.
But
Are you feeling weak?
not yet. But I'm afraid I will.
Sure. Sure.
Ovi, let me ask you this. Does it say anywhere in your research? So I know you said it's not targeting me, but if my blood is a component of the summoning, am I somehow tied to whatever is being summoned?
I don't know. That's a very good question. You might need to talk to an expert on this.
And you said the specialist is here. Who's the specialist?
Yeah. Who is the specialist that I forgot to write down his name?
Is Professor Baltazar. He's a professor of theory at Quandrix College.
Professor
Baltazar, Baltasar. He is basically a canister of sentient blood himself.
Oh.
He is an entity
he
called
is blood magic.
He's an entity called a necrocore.
Don't.
I'm not sure exactly how he authored the books, but he did somehow. He probably can cast Mage Hand. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
Ghost
can.
Rider. Yeah.
This Balthazar, is that the thing that looks like it's from Anastasia?
Yes, it looks like a reliquary. Yes. So you'd be in your professors. Yeah. There it is.
Yep.
Which one?
Pretty obvious when you find him. McGruber would like to suggest to the group he didn't research blood magic at all since you last saw him, but just wonder, what if you guys just got a blood transfusion, different blood, just swap your blood with someone else, not your blood anymore.
I'm going to sigh really heavily and look away.
Can Cationa make eye contact?
God damn.
What the fuck is with this guy? Is he annoying the shit out of you too?
Do you know this?
No,
Let's
chance.
put him on number 1 and Kithri on number 2.
I mean, Kid 3 is still number 1 for me because, I don't know, I gotta sleep with the gal, but, this guy isn't anywhere
actually,
near
that's a
her.
really good idea. What if you seduce her into not using your blood for evil shit? I mean, this looking guy isn't gonna
Delta works
seduce
away.
her.
She's like, I can't with this one either. So conversation stops.
Delta's like, I'm surrounded by a bunch of idiots.
She's a smart one. Okay, she says, okay, Obi, thanks. But
I would just like to propose the fact that I know we don't all necessarily trust each other, and we all have secrets here. But one thing my dad would say a lot is keep your friends close, keep your enemies even closer. And he was really good at peopling and negotiating things. And I'm not as good as him, not gonna lie. But I feel like even if you don't necessarily trust us or like us, I think we could all help each other, as maybe my recent bit of investigation just demonstrated. I propose we form an unofficial squad to figure out how we can help each other if we can, and see what happens. So I'm really good at music and making people feel good, and interestingly making people feel really bad about themselves. So I don't know. I'm telepathic. Happy to be of service however I can.
McGruber. Go ahead.
What if we do like, I don't know if you guys have seen on Netflix this show called The Circle. What if we do like a rating system like that of all the people at this table, and whoever is in the bottom spot doesn't get to be in the group?
That seems a bit...
exclusatory, I think, is the word Garrett's looking for.
There we go.
I'm just wondering.
My guy.
You don't have to do it, I'm just saying.
High five, McGruber.
McGruber would like to raise his hand, like, I guess I'll go next. Like, this is an AA meeting. Hi, name's McGruber. Did that just a bit ago. I kind of just tinker with junk. That's kind of my thing. As you can see, I shoot stuff sometimes, but it kind of scares me because it's loud. But, like, guns are cool.
Gun would be a very new word to everyone else.
What's a
Really, know what
gun?
that thing's called?
Oh, yeah, so I just, like, pull it out and, like, proffer it, like, very loosely. Like, everyone can touch this.
Like,
It's
what's
really
the
hoping
magic
you
it's
just play
playing on?
No gun safety at all. Hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
what's the
a
magic in
hand
it? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, so it's like a revolver, but, like, very ornately. It's got, like, it's like a Swiss Army knife and a revolver had a baby. Like, there's just gizmos and gadgets on it that I don't think serve any purpose, but look cool. So it's way bigger than it needs to be, but...
Nice.
But anyways, that's what I...
revolver.
Ovi,
I
yeah,
just-
I mean, that's what I can offer to the group, so if
So
you
you
guys
don't
want to
offer
be...
anything. You offer a tool.
I don't want to touch it, but I want to look at it and say, are you compensating for something?
And he says, get in my pants and find out.
No, he just non-verbally looks at the size of the gun and the size of you again and compares that they're about the same, and then just puts it back in his holster.
You know, when I upload these to YouTube, I have to select if they're acceptable for children or not. I always have to say no.
No,
They're not.
they're not.
Yeah, it's like when, like what in the seeker bar is it not acceptable?
You have your infusions too.
Correct. So yes, I can infuse, I can turn non-magical things into magical things. Like I can just like help you guys out. I've never
By turning things into things?
no like making something magical that isn't magical.
Delta nod. She says that's cool.
I mean, I don't know what you guys can do. This feels kind of like a roast now. I was just trying to be friends.
Yeah, I duly noted. One magical item maker in our midst. Got it.
Yeah, that sounds nice, Abby. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, what kind of magic do you guys have, I guess? We kind of saw a little bit of it. I mean, Delta can turn into spiders.
I
That's
can
all
turn
I
into
know.
other things, but
So that's pretty dope.
it is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a scary spider, but it's still pretty dope.
Well, wait till you see my other forms.
Oh, wow.
We're all reading between the lines on that one.
I thought
I'm
we
just
were
going to gesture over to you, Indigo. So, you're, like, pretty light on your feet, and as I recall, there was some, fire bolting going on, but what do you do?
I'm pretty light on my feet. I'm pretty agile and pretty aggressive, kind of an attacker. I like to defend myself well and the people I care about. Yeah, I'm just kind of here to learn as much as I can, kind of about all the houses, the history of the school.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm gunning for Silverquill. That's kind of the college I'm hoping to get in. So if, we could coordinate so I don't look like a total dumbass when I'm there, that would be great. And I would happily come in last place at every other house audition necessary. could help you.
What's so cool about Silverquill?
Right.
So okay, so here's the thing. Here's my family connection. There's one professor there that's good friends with my mom. Don't want to rock the family boat, and bring shame on the family by not getting in, right? But like it's this whole thing about light and dark and sort of sitting in that tension, and that's my vibe. There's a professor there who is like the vicar of this all-faith cathedral, and she's got a zombie that she's making a synthetic soul for. It's like fascinating. It's kind of my jam. I want to work. I want to be a student there.
Yeah, we can hype you up there when the time comes.
Sure. What about you guys? What do you have a college you're specifically interested in?
Me again, McGruber, habitual overshare.
Yeah.
Kind of daylight dollar short, really. Kind of pulling for Lorehold, you know. It's kind of first one out of the cannon.
Oh man. Okay.
No pun intended.
I feel like you did well there, right?
Yeah, I mean, they got that professor that has a gun. You guys saw my gun. I feel like that's kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what did you think while we were there? You didn't seem that enthused.
I don't know. The Broomhilda lady was kind of spooky, but the other lady was cool.
You mean Gromhilda?
Yeah, I didn't learn their names. That's on me. I'll learn them later if they accept me. I'll figure
You're
it out.
off to a good start.
What's the process of these houses, by the way? Do we know? Like, are we interviewing? Are we applying? Like,
I think you just don't need to
Yeah,
make an
I
ass
think
out of
they have
yourself.
to pick you. I don't think you get to pick them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
this is
just
Brad.
do the trials. Yeah.
oh,
Are
okay.
you guys nervous about the Quandrix? Is that
Prismari.
Prismari trial tomorrow?
I don't know what to expect from it. I don't know anything about these places, so
I mean, I died twice in that lore hole one, and I'm still here with my cloak, so, like, it can't be worse than that, right?
What do we know about Prismari? Does anyone what is like light and dark is the silver quill? Like what is Prismari's motto?
I feel like I should know that, but I don't.
I don't.
We'll figure it out, I guess, tomorrow.
We could stop by
all my
the
animals.
we could stop by the bookstore, maybe get a brochure.
Yeah.
Is there like a inanimate object that will like sing a song to us that tells us what each of the houses are about?
Well, you will have just heard a mere couple hours ago. Lorehold is order versus chaos. It's a perspective on history. It was a lesson that they tried to teach you. Are you destined to simply do everything? Is every decision you make predictable, or are we just a victim of chaos? And does it run basically all of life and humanity? Prismari is the contrast between the material and the imagination. So Prismari is famous for going to the far reaches of existence across all the planes, but also the world of dreams and illusions and imaginations. Quandrix is about substance versus theory. So basically technology and science versus things that are more experimental, such as blood magics, bionics, integrating technologies, doing stuff that is highly research-oriented.
The STEM school.
Yeah, stuff that would be very cutting edge and border on, is it ethical kind of questions. But theory would also have an essence of mystery to it. So Pelanistra Tlanier is the dean of theory at Quandrix, and her specialty is magical mysteries, such as the floating, arc over the biblioplex and the snarls. Things that have yet to be explained would be studied within the College of Theory. Silver Quill is, it's light and dark, but the schools themselves would be known as the School of the Holy or School of the Profane. So the whole world of gods, deities, demigods, kind of the whole gamut between good and evil. And then Witherbloom is the contrast between growth and decay, and the idea of cycles of life.
are we doing trials for all of these schools?
You will.
Oh boy, there's a lot of them. All right, let's get to it. Yeah.
All right, as you leave...
Hold on, if
Go
we're
ahead.
leaving,
Okay.
because McGruber annoyed me tonight, I would like to use my Druidcraft, and as he's walking away, I would like to puff my skunk smell at him, and then I hope everyone notices that he smells, and we're all just a little more annoyed with him.
Make a persuasion check.
Wait, can I assist with this when I figure out that she's doing this? Can I use my Druidcraft, like, what is that thing that I have? That's basically the same thing, but I want it to be a little bit of wind comes out of his butt.
What am I doing? Persuasion?
McGruber's going to be so proud of this.
Telling you exactly how to bully your teammate
exactly what he
here.
wants.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
It smells like he farted real bad.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh.
And then, not knowing that's what they did, just telepathically, Gruber's going to get in his head, man, you should probably get that checked out.
And then McGruber turns around and gets confronted with his own quote unquote fart, and is just mortified. It doesn't make eye contact with anyone and just walks faster away back to his room. He's very worried. Was that? Still very loose on the other people's magic thing. Is just that must have been me.
As you all make your way back to the dorms, McGruber, you arrive first, and as you kind of enter the hallway where all of your rooms are, every freshman student in your class is packed outside a particular doorway, clearly bleeding into a specific room. There is a cheer going on inside. Chug, 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 chug. And you see everybody has kind of conjured their own pints of some kind of terrible ale, but it's all been looks like it's been colored and flavored, various things. You would know that is Indigo's room.
I would like to, navigate through the masses to get a closer look.
Okay. All of you are shortly behind. You come across the same site. You see McGruber start to wind your way in. As soon as you enter the room...
Is Kid 3 in this crowd?
You can make a perception check.
I'd love to do that.
We're going to start a fight again.
I'm not starting a fight. Chill your tits.
Every time she says
My
that, she's
goodness,
about
can someone help me get this crowd away from my room? I feel like Javi's being a show off.
This is what you see inside McGruber. Javi is standing on his bed, wrapped in this cloak that he won, his full Indiana Jones gear on, and a very offensive version of Pelanistra Tilanir is on the bed with him. Exaggerated boobs, ass, hair, eyes, the whole deal. He has a pint in his hand. It is clearly not his first. He is singing off-key at the top of his lungs, and the image, whatever this is, of Pelanistra flings him face first to the wall and starts dry humping him, saying in a voice that is reminiscent of what you would have heard at the orientation of, "I told you all to work together." You see in another corner of the room the bugbear, the mage tower guy doing a keg stand, basically, surrounded by a bunch of fanboys and girls that are all just kind of cheering him on as you take a look.
So there's RAs of the school. Are there RAs of our dorms?
None. No one of authority appears to be present. What you do see, though, are the students. They're casting prestidigitation and conjuring up vessels and using this barrel that's kind of floating in the middle of the room, and it's just never ending. It is the cheapest smelling stuff you have ever smelled. However, when people get it, they use a prestidigitation spell to flavor it however they want, whether it be whiskey, whether it be wine, whether it be chocolate milk, but it's alcohol. So whatever they're drinking tastes like whatever they want, but they are getting drunk.
Could
We do this and say, anybody need a hand reflavoring?
Delta wants to reach for a glass. Can I
Also,
even
you
hold
what?
a glass? Will I get like my own little fairy glass?
Do you have prestidigitation? If anybody has prestidigitation, this is one of the things you should be able to do.
Could I
You also have friends that might be able to help you as well.
nudge the closest,
Spitting them
like,
out. Tiny little one.
the closest like
I won't
NPC
be
that's
seeing
at
it
this
every year.
party, and be like, is this allowed? Like, we can drink? Like, I know we're not in class, but like, is this all right? Can
Just
we do
don't
this?
mess up your chances tomorrow. Don't get too hungover.
They just chug whatever they're drinking and be like, who the fuck cares? Yes, you're the first one in. Bracken comes up to you. He has a mug in his hand, and he sees that you're drinking, kind of cheers you. He's like, hey, how'd it go today?
Hey, do you know who I am, or like, do you think I'm still my sister?
Well, I mean, we did talk yesterday, so no, you're Delta, right?
Yeah, I am. Good.
Yeah, I'm glad that you all are okay. Listen, is Hattie here? Have you seen her?
I mean, I'm sure she is.
Are you in the room yet, Shelby?
Sure.
I think we all followed behind.
All right. As Hattie walks in, he kind of tries to include you in this as he goes up, but he makes a beeline for you. And he says, "Listen, like that creepy blood girl is still around. Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I rolled a 16. Is she in here?
She's not in here."
Okay, cool. I don't know, man, but I'm not planning on drinking because I feel like I can't have any of my senses dulled right now with her around.
I mean, you could say there's safety in numbers, right?
Am I here for this conversation?
Yeah, if you want to be.
Yeah, I would like to be around. I would like to, if he makes eye contact with me, I would like to ask him something, but I don't want the group to hear it. Can I?
Yeah, text it to me. That's fine.
Man, I gotta tell you though, she like took blood from Gareth and from Delta in the middle of the night last night.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Dude.
they had little pinpricks in their fingers. Can you believe that?
From the other side of the room, MacGruber just yells, "Garrett!"
My guy.
Hang on, where's my... Dude, are you serious? I heard... you think... You're sure it was her? I mean, I guess...
mean,
you're right. Like who else would it be, right? I mean, they were
Yeah,
sharing a
why
room
do you
together.
ask such dumb questions? I forgot how stupid your questions are.
Just come on, it takes me a second. I'm 3 in, right?
So
I
dumb.
look. I kind of laugh at this because we grew up together. Yes, I'm pretty sure we did.
You and Bracken?
Uh-huh.
Not really.
Oh,
he
no.
hasn't been around since he was a young child.
Oh, okay, that's a lot longer. Okay, never mind.
We have to do something. We have to come up with some kind of like an alarm or a trap for if she gets out of bed in the middle of the night so that she doesn't touch them. The only thing I could do would be to put a snare beside her bed, but I can't do it until after she's already in the bed, so I feel like that's not the best plan. Do you have any ideas?
No, listen. We just have to be smart about this. If we can't intentionally kill her, but doesn't mean we have to save her.
That's what I'm thinking too. Or we could
We have to save her.
accidentally kill her. This stuff is really dangerous, you know?
I mean, yeah.
My other thought is this. We can't intentionally kill another student. If there's potentially a way that we could get her expelled, then we would have full reign to kill her.
Oh, I mean, and we all have like one free life. Like, just because you die, you know, we immediately come back. But then she would have intentionally hurt somebody, right? Killed them. It doesn't matter if they're brought back, right?
What if we took her cloak? Then she wouldn't be able to come back if she died.
Her cloak, is that something I can do? Does she sleep?
That's what we don't really know. Did you guys see her? Did she like get in bed at all?
I'm sorry, what?
Did she get into bed or like anything
I was
like that?
asleep the whole night.
I was trying to not look at her. I'm not there for this
Are
conversation.
you in this conversation, Gareth?
No,
I assume y'all are like on the ceiling having this floating conversation, right?
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
Me and Garrett are drinking a beer. Leave us alone. and being just the most awkward at it. Like, yeah, we're cool with
Yeah,
the party.
Garrett and I are, we agreed to take some shifts tonight to see, to watch, because, I don't like it. It's all really creepy. So I can see what she does at night and report back.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can also have Chessie, I'm sure she'll protect you in any way if you would feel safer with her.
It would. That would be really awesome, Hattie. Thanks.
You got it. Bracken, by the way, great to see a familiar face. This place is bananas.
Yeah. Dude, where were y'all today?
Lord,
We had this trial, and we were like...
Yeah, I know.
trying to get
I was at
look.
Prismari today.
how was it?
Oh.
We're there
It
tomorrow.
was weird as fuck.
Oh, God.
Like,
Wait,
yeah.
can you tell us about the trial? Can you give us any tips? We can tell you about the trial for the other school.
Well, I mean, all we were told is that they do something different specifically so that this doesn't matter. So I don't know. Like, we basically... it was like this illusion monster, and we were all tested to see if we could like see through the illusion, but like half of us could and half of us couldn't, and so half of us just started attacking, and like we just kind of accidentally fucked a bunch of shit up. I just don't think we did very well.
Was it like a ability test, or was it like
I
you
don't
actually
know.
had to do something, or was it just like yes or no, you can do this?
I don't know. It was just kind of a like, are you smart enough to outsmart things that are trying to fool your brain? I don't know. Like,
Well, you didn't do good at it.
no, like you just said it. I'm an idiot. Like this is not my world, man.
I'm kidding.
No, I mean you're not wrong. I've done some
I mean, I
stupid
know I'm
shit.
not, but I am kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking. I want to talk to Obi and be like, okay, whatever is going on, I would like for it to not be in my room. Can you help me move this party somewhere else?
Telepathically, you hear in your mind, we can try plan B, and this is not an inappropriate request. If we don't succeed, you're welcome to come to my bedroom. I'll take the floor. It's quiet, at least in there.
Thanks. How much stuff's in there, though?
As you're talking, Ovi, you spot this guy trying very subtly to look through Indigo's things.
Is Fallout Boy playing during this? He feels panic.
He's
at the
going
disco.
to
Larry Potter.
He's going to hear in his mind, trying to collect more for your hoard, you little dragon, huh? And I've cast Vicious Mockery. Dissonant Whispers.
All right?
That means he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Natural 1.
Okay?
You see him, while he's not, like, he's kind of, I mean, he is clearly looking through some stuff now that you're watching him, but he's trying to look like he's not. But when this happens, like, really, like, kind of exaggeratedly falls on his ass, like, looking up and starts back crawling away from you.
I see him
does.
freaking out, and I walk up to him with my firebolt, like, readied in my hand, coming up to him. What are you doing in the room?
He takes 10 points of psychic damage, and he is frightened of me. So,
When I see
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Indigo's like fire, and
Yeah.
so if I see that out of the corner of my eye, I fly over. I can fly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I fly. I fly over and I just kind of hang out behind. I'm kind of monitoring the situation, and I got backup if I need it.
Got my back.
He's on the ground, and he just goes, listen, I'm sorry, but where is
Get out
it?
of my room! Everyone, get out of my room!
Everyone's in your room,
Buffy,
okay?
go take this somewhere else.
You telling this like yelling to everybody in the room?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check. With disadvantage, because Javi has invited them all here.
On that note, but I would like to kind of pat her on the hand and say, "You've got this," and give her guidance.
Ooh, okay. So disadvantage, but you can add a D4 to your lowest roll for persuasion.
Okay. Then I roll a d4. Nine.
The group rolled an 8. So you see everybody like, what? God, come on. Like, and you hear a couple of nondescript people be like, come on, let's just move it outside. It'll be fine. You see a couple people stumbling out. Javi kind of looks at you and all of a sudden sees that you are like intimidating a guy on the ground, surrounded, Obi's at your back, Delta's hovering over him. Like this is getting a little crazy. And Rampart has been sitting on Javi's bed the whole time, and he has summoned a number of unseen servants who are like feeding him grapes, and he's got 2 or 3 different kinds of drinks that are just kind of floating whenever he wants. But he looks at Javi and he's like, "Lays the party over." But everyone eventually does start to leave your room. Virik on the ground, trying to pull it together, just looks up at you as people are leaving. Doesn't lose eye contact with you. You can tell like he's visibly shaking, kind of magically frightened. But you can tell that he's angry too. And he looks up at you and he's like, "What did you do with it? Did you destroy it?"
Why does it matter?
Because it could be used for something worse. And if you didn't, then I have to wonder if you're the next person that our association has to come after.
Is this all happening in public?
Slowly, public is leaving.
Don't worry about it. It's safe. You don't need to come looking through my things.
So it isn't here. You didn't
I
destroy
told you,
it.
it's safe. Now leave. You
I'm
didn't
just
pay
supposed to
me.
believe
You don't
you.
own any of my possessions.
I see him like harassing her, and I'm just gonna knock an arrow. Like I'm done.
This was supposed to be easy. It was supposed to be about keeping people safe, and now you have just made this more complicated. Screw you. And he gets up and tries to leave the room if you'll let him.
I looked at Indigo and I said, "What was he looking for? What do you have?"
I just helped him on a little project, and he thinks I owe him. Really, he's the one that owes me.
Insight check.
It's business.
All right. Jennifer, based on that argument, you can make a persuasion or deception roll to contest Ovi's insight check. Seth, why don't you say your number? Jennifer, you can just tell me if it succeeded or failed.
I mean, I rolled a nat 20, so that's a 28.
Okay. 28.
Yeah, I didn't get 28.
So, Jennifer, you want to clarify what parts of that are true?
I mean, I thought I was being pretty truthful.
So you said he thinks you owe him, but you think he owes you.
Yeah.
That is, with a natural 20, I would have to say that is mostly true, although it is misleading.
And that works for me. Like, that's probably all he would do.
There is more to the story, I'll say, to that.
Okay, noted.
I think.
Do I have a way to communicate with Tana?
No. Not unless you have a sending spell. But, I mean, it's the greatest magical school in the multiverse, so I'm sure somebody could help you out if you needed it. I don't know about a first-year student, though.
Okay. Then at some point, okay, since apparently Indigo doesn't know a lot about gems, would Tana know about this? And we've said we've kept it safe and all.
Mm-hmm. I think the way you and I left it is you were pretty open with her about, your whole team about it, right?
Yeah.
And you kept it in her safekeeping. They weren't a part of the deal you struck with him, so as far as they know, it was a job. I will say they would have known that you didn't get paid because you didn't return the item you were paid to retrieve. But I think you would have easily been able to discern quickly it had no magical enchantment or ability or curse on it. It was just a necklace.
Okay.
It was a fairly rare stone, we'll say. That was about as far as you got before, as far as you could say.
Okay. I still want to keep it in safekeeping with Tana.
Okay. As you all are kind of resolving this moment, you hear this wah! And you hear that you see a light, a bright one, out in the hallway, and you hear a thud, whack, against a wall outside in the hallway. I'm trying to figure out who would be closest to the door right now.
I feel like Garrett's gonna, when all this is going on, he wants to, stay on the outskirts to, survey, where people are going,
Okay.
see
So I'm going to say, Garrett, you are close enough then to see this. You see this blue dragonborn in this Mennonite garb. You would know her as Jaxie. She has just set off a spell that has flung this halfling, 2 foot tall, 2.5 foot tall halfling, up against the wall. She has picked her up and has pinned her throat to the wall. She is grasping as she's getting choked, but has this very Joker from Batman smile on her face. Jaxie says, hang on, I wrote out something really good for this. Where did I say? Listen, hang on, sorry. Listen to me, you little demonic freak. You try to take my blood again or touch me, I will bleed you freaking dry. And she throws her to the ground and turns around and walks out. Kithri looks up and sees, Garrett, that you are watching her. You see her recoil, stand up, and she transforms into a were-raven. So it's not really the animal, but it's like a animal version of a person monstrous. She takes 2 gallops off of kind of 4 legs as her hands turn into wings, and she crashes through a window at the end of the hall and takes off into the night.
Oh. Okay.
Ah.
I turn around, just kind of what the fuck just happened? And I try to, find Delta to make eye contact with her, because I know that that's a thing. And I'm just
I probably hear the commotion then.
Mm-hmm.
I turn around.
Winking?
I see.
no, I'm just really big eyes, just Delta.
Okay, so then I look at him and I just say, yes? What's going on out there?
Our roommate was being attacked by some blue dragon lady, and then she turned into a raven and flew away. So I think she's trying to take other people's blood, not just ours. So good news, bad news, I guess.
That's really weird, Garrett. This is not good.
No, I don't like this situation. I would like to just
leave.
I don't know, forget about this, and gonna go back to the dorm and just sleep with my eyes open.
I thought we were taking shifts.
But you just saw this?
No, Delta and I are the ones who are dealing with this lady right now. I'm worried that you're going to murder her, and I don't think she needs to be murdered. So,
Bro.
Nope.
I'm worried about Delta and me because we're the ones rooming with this chick. No offense to y'all.
Wow, seems like you just want this other chick out of your room so you guys can have it to yourselves.
I mean,
I just don't want to die. And
but also you
it
like
seems
my
like
hair
none of you
and my
guys
spider form.
are. What's that?
But you also like my spider form, so
It's frightening.
it's cute. Thanks, though. Do you think we can sleep anywhere else?
That would be ideal. For sure. But I'm fine with doing the shift
You
thing.
know,
One of us needs to stay awake.
Our rooms have like locks on them, like dorms. Like I get like Javi let all those people into my room.
Which is filthy right now, P.S.
I see that Hattie's trying to make eye contact, and I tell Garrett, 1 second.
Don't
Hattie.
tell her.
Don't tell.
Hey, what's going on? What are you up to?
Apparently Kithri flew away. She's a raven?
Yeah, oh, sorry, I could have told you that. Yeah, she is in fact a raven.
Like, is that her first form or her second form, or is that just like what she does?
It's like the raven version of a werewolf.
Does it matter, though?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I think Gareth and I are gonna just, I don't know, take shifts tonight.
That would hurt. That would hurt.
If I
Okay,
could
I mean,
hear
like,
this,
you're
I'd back
small.
you up, but
You
could
they're
sleep
doing the
in my
eye
room.
thing.
Yeah, I know, but I want to, going back to what Bracken and I and you talked about, like, I want to figure out if she sleeps and when she sleeps, how does she sleep.
Okay,
So I think we can.
I have an idea. What if you guys go into the room, I stand outside the door, we keep the door open, I cast snare on the ground right just inside the door, so that if she comes in the middle of the night, boom, she's snared.
Let me run this by my roommate.
Gareth! Gareth, hey, I have an idea.
Are you just talking to me? Oh,
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can let him know.
So it's the 6 of you and Javi in the room right now because it's his room. And
Okay,
he's
I'm
seeing
gonna
you
wait
all
for-
just
I'm
like
gonna wait for
do
you.
this number at each other. And the other 3 of
I'm
you
gonna
just
Javi
end up
doesn't,
waiting.
like,
Hold
all
on,
the
if
party
Johnny sees
somewhere
that,
else?
can I just glance over at him and say, "Butt out of this"?
Oof.
Hey, you're in my room.
Oh, whisper.
Guys, can we leave Javi's room? Indigo, are you coming?
Can I ask
I'm
Javi
going-
about his cloak while we got a second? Like, hey, that's pretty cool. You got that from the first trial, huh? What's
Dude,
what's
this
it
thing is
do?
great. Yeah. Check this out. Check this out. Will you be leaving my room in the next 5 minutes? And you see 3 stars kind of cycle up and dink in there, and he's like, that means yes. It's weird. It can like tell the future, like in a little bit.
Way to tell someone to leave your room, but okay.
Macklin's like, don't you think like maybe it'd be, or McGruber would think it'd be more fair for like the person who like solved the puzzle should get the cloak?
I mean, what are you saying? You saying I cheated?
I mean, I'm just saying like I did the whole thing. I shot the runes. You fell out of the well. Like, I feel like I kind of solved the puzzle, and then you stole the prize.
Typical Javi. That's what he does.
Lied and stolen. Wow.
I think we should all leave. I'm going to bed, guys. Good night.
Delta says, Garrett, wait up.
I'm curious why Javi didn't leave with the party.
Out of his own room.
Yeah.
He's gonna start undressing because it's time to sleep, and so you're welcome to stay.
Most hated.
Okay, in the
Yeah, that's
hallway,
fine.
I want to tell you, I have a plan.
Oh God, what?
Well, not if you're going to be a twat about it. Never mind.
Are you gonna
All right,
murder-
hey Delta, let's just do the thing.
are
Don't
you
even
gonna-
include
are you
it.
gonna murder someone?
Let's just do it.
All I know is you like fighting people.
Go to bed. Love you. Sweet dreams, Gareth.
Garrett, come on. Let's go to
I
bed.
look at
Does it look
Delta.
like Javi's gonna fall asleep like really soon?
No, he's still nursing his last beer, but he is almost naked at this point, but still has the cloak on. So it's starting to like hit the parts.
What
Yeah.
is he an owl all the time?
Yeah.
It's yeah. He basically has a humanish body covered in feathers and an owl's head.
What does that peen look
I
like,
don't-
though?
I'm like,
I was going to say I don't want to ask, but I do want to ask.
Yeah, same.
What does the owl penis look like?
Yeah.
since now we like
What did
know.
you say? Roll a d12?
Do not Google that. I don't want to know what that
I
looks
got
like.
a natural 18, so that thing must be, I don't know.
Oh, I got an 11 on a d12.
11 out of 12. All right. So,
So he is, streamer in the wind. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him try not to have any parties while I'm gone. I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna go find Ollie.
No
if I can.
promises, sweetheart. Cheers.
Oh, boy.
Where are you going to go, Indigo?
Back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Ollie.
Okay. So Ollie is just, he is actually Hattie's roommate, so it's Hattie's room. He is there if you want to talk to him.
Okay, is Hattie there?
No.
Ollie, how was your first day?
Oh, hey, Miss Mountain Twirl, it's Indigo. Sorry. It was wow. What a day! I was in Witherbloom all day with the Mage Tower Bugbear dude. He's incredible. And then this other guy, he was. You know who it was? I just put together. He's the guy that hired us for the job. Yeah, he's
sure.
actually a really nice guy. Like, yeah, he just does hard things if they're the right things. Like, I don't know, like his name's Virik, and I don't know, like he's just really smart. Like I didn't see him use magic at all, like the whole time. It was just he's just a smart guy. But man, like, how about you? Like, where were you guys today?
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. I have some more questions about your day, though. So is Ollie, like, good at judging character? Like, do I know that about him? Is he a good character?
I would say you have found Ollie to be very innocent, and kind of a little naive and probably a little gullible about the world.
Okay. Yeah, Ollie, I'm interested about Varric, but he was, like, in my room, like, trying to, like, look for, something, and I just thought that was really cool. Like, for some reason, he really wants that thing, and so I'm kind of concerned. I don't really trust him that much.
Well, I mean, he was willing to pay a lot of money for it. I mean, do you think he's a bad guy?
Either he's greedy or he has poor intentions, because he tried to pin poor intentions on us, and we don't have poor intentions.
Well, I mean, he did hire us, and we didn't complete the job. I don't know. I guess I can. But he was going through your stuff. That's not okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you say he's a pretty reasonable guy, maybe he and I can have a reasonable conversation sometime when things are a little less chaotic.
That's new information. I had a really good experience with him today. He made sure that everybody in the group was okay. He took really good care of everybody.
You think either of you are going to end up at Witherbloom?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's all about nature, and like we were just outside the whole time, and with my leg, it was just like we were doing a lot of hiking. It was just a hard place. I don't know. I mean, I'll be happy to go anywhere. I'm just so honored to be here, but I just don't know if that'd be a great fit. I'm hoping that maybe there's some other options.
I'm excited to see where you end up, and let me know if you need help prepping for any of the trials.
Sure, that'd be great. Like, well, and like I brought some stuff from the shop. Like, if you need anything special, let me know. Like, I'm happy to share. I can, do stuff pretty fast. If there's anything that you think of, I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Ollie. It's good to have a friend here. Today, my group went to, oh my gosh, why is the name not coming to me?
Lorehold.
Lorehold, and we did our trial there, and well, I guess you can tell how it went from how Javi's night's going.
Yeah, like, so he won, huh? Like, yours was a competition.
Like, he pretty much just flapped his wings around in a circle while we did all the hard work, and then at the end comes up and just does a little detect magic and finds just like a treasure. Like,
I could
think
give you something for that. Like, listen, give me tonight. I think I could put something together that might help you. Like, you should always be able to know where the magic stuff is. Like, we should have said. I'm so sorry. Let me work on it. I'll see if I can get you something tomorrow that might help. I'll meet you at breakfast.
Oh, well, thanks, Ollie. Well, you better get a nice night of sleep now and get ready for your trial tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Lindsay, you see him go over and he pulls out this. Everything in his side of the room is just meticulous. He pulls out tools and just kind of these pieces, and you see him just start to go to work as you see his kind of artificer brain skills going to work there.
Okay, make sure to get some sleep now.
Yes, Miss Mount Indigo, sure, yeah.
And I'll walk out of the room.
Okay.
And go back to my room.
All right. What are the let's see, Hattie, Delta, Garrett, what are y'all doing?
Garrett and I are taking shifts.
Okay. K3's not in the room.
I'm going to set up some traps for them.
Okay.
I'm going to set up 2 snares. Is there a window in this room, Jimmy? You thought I wasn't going to think of that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. There is a window. Every room has an outward-facing window.
Great. I want to put a snare right in front of the door on, like, the inside of the room. And then I want to put a snare right next to K3's bed.
What do snares do? Is this going to kill her?
Great. You want to explain it?
Yeah. It's a trap.
I'm just saying, like, is it a magical snare?
So it's by bed and by window?
You need to ask questions about the plan, and you were not nice about it. So, I don't know.
Right. Go for it.
Okay, so how do I get her out of a snare? Like, when she's in a snare, does she just stay in a snare?
Right. Make her.
Nobody
You're just trapping her.
you. Okay,
Just
let's see. They have to succeed a dex saving throw or be hoisted in the air, hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground or floor. They're restrained until the spell ends, which is a duration of 8 hours.
Great. Okay, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love it. We'll see what she does. Garrett, do you still want to take shifts?
Yeah, I'm not sleeping. No, no.
She's not there, though.
Wait, we're doing this after she goes to sleep, right?
No, the snares are in here now.
Again, you
we're
need
doing
the
that.
opportunity to understand the plan, and you instead chose to be a
Well, then don't get mad at me that I don't understand the plan.
No,
You didn't
like that's
explain it.
exactly, yeah, I didn't explain it because you were being a twat.
Delta's like, guys, I'm tired. Garrett, can you take first awake shift?
I got
All right,
you.
Garrett, I want you to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can see how long you can stay awake.
The
You need
classic
to
Garrett
get
that's
at least 6 hours to qualify for a long rest. Otherwise, you'll take a point of exhaustion.
Jimmy, if I leave Chelsea with them, we're going to say she's familiar with this spell, so she knows
Great.
where I've set these
Yeah.
traps.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
So this requires, for 2 of them, it'd be 50 feet of rope that disappear, that the spell consumes after it's used. So I'm assuming you have rope in your inventory, but you'll use that.
That's a 10, Jimmy.
Okay, I'm going to say you can make it halfway. You can make it 4 hours into the night before you fall asleep.
Okay.
Unless Delta wakes up to switch out shifts. You also, Chessie can take shifts as
The
well.
dog can take a shift.
Because I'm not going to count exhaustion against the dog.
Okay, well, I'm gonna sleep for 6 hours. That's all I need for a long rest, and then I'll pop up to finish the walk.
I'm going to say that you all. I'll come back to you in a second. Ov, Macklin, you're the only ones we haven't checked into. Anything that you're going to do for this evening, or y'all just sleeping?
Not a chance. So I would like to go back to my room, tinker up. My plan is to make a Star Wars pit droid.
Yes.
That I am.
Can you text me that?
Yeah. That I'm going to imbue to become a homunculus servant.
Okay.
So I've decided that Javi is not noble enough to have this cloak.
Agreed.
So I'm making a servant. It's kind of like a miniature mechanical companion, mostly for combat. But and then I would like my magical tinkering to give him a message that says, "What's his name? What's his full name? Javarish?
Javanesh.
Javanesh Stoutclaw. This droid is sent on my behalf, Professor Bectus. Your cloak needs magically recharging. Give it to the droid, and you can pick it up from my office in the morning."
Beautiful.
And then I would like to send the droid into Javi's room while I'm in my room, but the droid's going to bring it back to me.
So are you going to program it with that message, or are you going to record it with your own voice and try to sound like Dean Bectus?
Yeah.
Those are two different checks. How would you like to do it?
That is a very good question. Does disguise self help me with
it's just a physical illusion.
physical?
Mm-hmm. Garrett, I'll tell you the Pelanistra look-alike. As soon as everyone left, you saw the form revert back to Sirs, and he left with everyone. Not the nefarious, just he was playing along.
All right.
Wow, don't sound so sad about that.
So if I wanted to program it as her voice, what does that look?
So I'd have you make an Arcana or a Tinkerer's check. So basically,
Arcana.
What's better, your intelligence or your dexterity?
Intelligence.
Okay, so make an intelligence check.
Or I guess they're the same.
Okay, so do a +6 to an Arcana roll.
All right. I'm going to burn one of my lucks.
Okay.
You got Lux?
Brutal, not much better. 14.
Okay, 14. 14. Let me do this in two pieces. So that one was to program it to sound like Dean Bectus. Now make a deception check to see that no matter how good it is, even if it doesn't sound like Dean Bectus, to see if he believes it. That's what I want you to roll for. So deception check next.
And can I assist with guidance on this?
Are you anywhere near him?
Don't worry, Obi. I can guidance myself, so I'm 100% doing that.
Good.
Okay.
Should have done that just a second ago, but 22.
22. All right. Okay. As you send the little mechanical monster down, you hear and kind of cringe at how bad the voice came out. You wait, maybe... Indigo, we'll say this is happening while you are chatting with Ollie. So...
I wanted to be in the room for it.
He can do this so fast that I think this is going to happen while you're in the room. So you go in, you wait about 60 seconds, and then the door opens and the little droid walks out of the room carrying the cloak and brings it back to you. So here
I high five
is
my little guy.
Here's what I really love. You took the cloak from someone because you didn't think they were honorable, so you stole it from them.
He's like a robber.
Stole it back from him.
Yeah, if I ever wanted a morality check, you're not the member of the group I'm coming to. First thing, I met you. You killed
Take
me.
inspiration. That was a fantastic idea. That was great. I will tell you as you all get your rest, you all qualify for a long rest. The traps, Kithri never makes it back to the room this evening. And so you wake up, the room is still empty, nothing has happened to your bodies, and it does not appear that the window doors have been manipulated in any
I
way.
beg you.
Is Javi hungover?
Yes, he is.
Oh. And I want to get ready quietly, and not wake him up while I'm getting ready.
Okay. He farts at least once in his sleep while you're getting ready.
At least
Oh,
one.
I'm trying so hard not to put a spell on him right now.
One by one, you all make it to the Bosun Tavern for breakfast. As you're sitting there eating, kind of getting yourself mentally prepared for the day, something new happens. You all hear this melodic sound, kind of like the NBC, dun dun dun, and all over the room, you see this illusion kind of torso up, this figure pop up. Everyone kind of gets quiet and pays attention.
Oh.
She is holding a microphone, and she, after this kind of melodic little introduction happens, you hear this. Morning, Strixhaven! It's your girl Shushu here in the morning with your morning news.
Oh.
Chancellor Kimbatul is still missing, and the deans met yesterday to formulate a plan for his retrieval, but they haven't said anything publicly yet. An informal poll by yours truly did suggest that the dreamy Professor Casimir might be the one to return our beloved leader. Was that informal poll the other girls in my dorm? Who can say? Anywho, we're also excited to welcome our latest incoming class. It's day 2 of trials, and those who have survived this far get to move on to, well, we know. All of Strixhaven is waiting for the kickoff Mage Tower match. Is just about 2 weeks between Silverquill and Prismari. Will the champs hang on to their title? Word on the street says that Mage Tower superstar prodigy Bank has just enrolled at Strixhaven. Which college will gain a major advantage in the Mage Tower games? I know we're all anxious to see. Now, don't miss out on the grilled Auroch in the Bosun Tavern this week. Chef special. Until tomorrow, this is Shushu saying, stay sexy, Strixhaven. Doom, 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 doom. And her face disappears.
Wow.
Jimmy, can you tell the name of who's ever missing?
Yeah,
that
what
first
principal's
part?
missing?
Yes. Ildrix, Ildrex. Kimbatul, Kimbatul.
Jimmy, be honest. Did you type big-titted owl into that AI?
Actually, Bing won't let you search for stuff like that. It sends a this is inappropriate content. So I had to say plump. And that worked.
PHICCCC owl.
Right. I actually did think about thick. I was like, Actually, you know what's funny is that picture of Javi and Pelanistra took me a while to get right because I think it flagged on a bed. And so I had to take that out for it to come back. Because at one point I said gorgeous, and I think that triggered it. At one point, it's just like, dang it.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be porny here, but stupid Bing.
Bang. Freudian.
We should put the spin-off AI, and it is called Bang.
Bang. That's the porn version of it, right?
Yeah, that's OnlyFans version of Bang for sure.
At breakfast, Indigo, Ollie runs up to you, and he has in his hand a wand, and he gives it to you, and he says, I couldn't get a lot of charges on this, but I think this would be enough. This is a wand of magic detection. You can use it 3 times, but I can keep working on it. But today, if you need it for any reason, like, it'll just tell you if anything magical is within like 30 feet of you.
How would I know when a good time to use it would be?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You have great judgment. I think just trust your instincts on this.
Well, thanks so much, Ollie. This is great. Can't wait to use it.
Good. Well, I hope so. I can't wait to hear all about it. You can add into your inventory a wand of magic detection. It should be in acceptable inventory. Ollie's like, I've got to head to Silver Quill today, so wish me luck.
Jimmy, can you explain the advantage of a magic detection spell in a school of magic, please?
Yep, it's gonna pick up. I can't hear you, Seth. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Alright, I got really animated and I was muted. Apparently, it can tell you where the treasure is when we're fucking looking at it, and none of us are doing anything about it. I don't know, like, maybe it could come helpful.
Does anyone have Detect Magic?
I don't.
Not right now. I can learn it, though. Eventually.
The magic is within us all.
Detect magic. It was me the whole time.
Use it, Nate.
Yeah, there should be a lot of magical interference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do before you head to Prismari campus? All right.
Let's go.
We will not be able to get super far into this trial, but let's do the introduction and get as far as we can. Sound good? All right.
Mm-hmm. Can I do another fart prank on Macklin, please?
Yes.
Cantrip.
Okay.
Yes, but do a sleight of hand. Do you care if he knows if you did it?
No.
Okay, so another skunk smell, puff of air comes around your ass.
I feel like I should have advantage on detecting.
But where's
it
the
this
cloak,
time.
P.S.?
I did not bring it with me.
Okay.
It is in my room. Yeah, can I, like, detect who...
Actually, I'm going to text
Like, the first one, I was questionable if that was my own butt. This one, pretty confident, not my butt. Can I detect who behind, like, a real quick...
She didn't try to hide it. It was her.
Oh, it was
you
her?
You saw her, yeah. Okay, where's my...
I didn't see her, and I'm, like, looking at Macklin like, oh.
This guy again?
I think that's the best part, is that you know that it was me, but other people didn't notice that.
I would like to... I don't usually steep this low, but she's farted me twice now, because I immediately assumed she was the first fart now. That makes me, feel a lot better about my own GI tract. But then I cast prestidigitation on her to just make her sound like a dog squeaky toy.
Okay.
Just like that big rubber whine.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
How
And
long
then
does
you're
that
going
last?
to say, give us a little taste.
I love it.
Wait, how about just your laughing is now squeaking sounds? Because you laugh fart.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So as we
Wait, how long does this last, Jimmy?
these are all cantrips, so
Yeah,
they're
it's
very, very.
instantaneous,
It would happen
yeah.
one time, right? It's not an ongoing effect. But I think Chessie. Oh, actually, we should roll. For
I would
Chessie.
love for the dog to bite you over.
She totally falls for it. She's like, all right.
Also, the dog was under orders anytime he was within like 10 feet to bite him or growl at him.
Yep. We can assume that she's been doing that this whole time.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's
That's
kind
right.
of. It's honestly so consistent that I'm not even worried about it. I just think that's how dogs act.
Have you never seen a dog?
I did the other day, and it tried to bite
We need
me.
to review that still.
All right, so again, you are all walking to campus. There's the item. I just texted it to you.
Oh, perfect.
Led by this RA is the beautiful elven mage. Her name is, actually I'll introduce her in just a second to you. She just begins to walk. Again, it's about 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles, to really get off central campus there. But again, you're passed by these speeding carriages that can hold, they're like their own little subway cars that can hold, 6 to 8 people. And they're just kind of zooming their way past you as students are heading to class out on Prismari campus. In contrast to the stalwart stone bridge of Effigy Row leading into the Lorehold campus, an enchanting walkway, An enchanting walkway curves through pristine hills and around busy ponds and waterways and leads into a picturesque hamlet.
Wow.
In a single landscape, denizens and visitors of Prismari campus view mountains topped with glaciers, a gurgling volcano leaking slow-moving lava into steaming pools below, and in the distance, an ocean of wildlands speckled with vibrant, multicolored ponds leading into the far distance. To the far right lie the ruins of Cardoon, separating Prismari campus from Lorehold campus, and to the far left stands an imposing 100-foot tall wall standing behind the volcanic mountain enclosing the mysterious wild magic zone, the Fury Gale. This border separates Prismari from Quandrix College on its left. The walkway ends at the majestic spire of Conjurat Hall, the central campus building of Prismari. The spire-like point rises into the sky as its chrome mirrored surface reflects a prism of colors against the rich grounds. In the distance, you can spot a large woman, nearly 50-60 feet tall, walking from the ponds toward Conjurat Hall. Her features are Egyptian in nature. Here we go.
She's how tall?
60 feet tall.
Holy wow.
Massive woman, walking from the ponds towards Conjurat Hall. Her features are Egyptian in nature with coppery skin, long, straight, jet black hair, wearing skins and leathers and simple, practical garb. Joining the party on the walk to Prismari campus are 3 other students. A tall, lean, but muscular, red-skinned tiefling.
Oh no.
Sorry. Here we go. Sorry, I have to click this so many times to get back where I'm at. With burgundy dreadlocks and wearing a vest and baggy pants, he carries a war hammer of brushed nickel, and it looks to have been melted in some way. And when the hammer itself bears the marks of years of use. You now know this to be a young man named Mayhem. Second figure is the bulky, handsome visage of the Bugbear Celebrity Bank. He sports nothing but long black half pants. You'll remember kind of like the Incredible Hulk. His long gorilla-like arms brush well below his knees. His hair is styled in a modern wave, and his eyes and smile sparkle. The third student to join you is a young man with stark white hair, his eyes a pale, icy blue. This is the shape-shifting changeling Sirs. His garb is neat and probably more formal than necessary for the events that may come. He fiddles mindlessly with a small mechanical spider. It's crawling over his hands and arms. Leading the charge is the Prismari RA, a regal young female elf. Her hair cascades down her back in a thick braid. A large rose sits at the base of her neck. She wears an intricate red and gold brocade dress. Faint freckles highlight her knowing face as she points out features of the campus, leading the party beside the carriages speeding to and from Conjurat Hall. You all arrive at the spire, crossing the final bridge over a pond of dark navy blue colored water. And out of nowhere, 3 students pop out of the pool and wade to the shore. They magically dry themselves off and continue to walk into the spire. And then shortly behind
is wondering why we're all still together, but it's the new plus 3 people.
Excellent question. Excellent question. We'll get to that. Shortly behind the 3 students that just popped out of the water, the massive Empyrean, the angelic, tall, 60-foot tall woman arrives. Standing easily 10 times your height, she looks at all of you, studying your faces with a quiet wisdom. Before you stand 3 of the oddest creatures that you have seen at Strixhaven. Here we go. The first is a 4-year-old boy with a mop of curly pink hair. His robes are covered in a menagerie of trinkets and bobs, and he sports a floppy wizard's hat and a droopy staff. The second is a yellow-skinned alien-looking creature with a stiff black mohawk set above 2 large, completely black eyes. His robes are a mixture of traveler's robes and dark military garb. On his shoulders sits a hawk. The most unusual thing you'll notice about him are silvery wisps in a funnel shape from his shoulders and his hips, disappearing to a point about 3 feet behind him into nothingness. And the third is a disturbing sight to behold. The face of an infant child sits atop a spinal column that sprouts dozens of tentacles. It floats in the air, mouth closed in the semblance of some smile, looking you all over, unblinking, tentacles undulating in the breeze. A few moments pass, and while you are waiting there in this short moment, Delta and Ovi, given your respective passive perceptions and insights, you spot a half-orc female trying very hard not to be seen by anyone, especially when she notices the professors. And as soon as she does, she sneaks behind a group of students until she thinks she's out of sight, and then takes off speed walking to a bridge in the distance, suspiciously jumping off the rail into the space underneath.
Obi, did you see that?
The orc? Yeah, that was weird, right?
What do you think she's doing? Do you think she goes here?
You wouldn't know where she doesn't even go here.
Given how people can just pop in and steal professors, doesn't surprise me. But also, what kind of chutzpah would you have to walk into a place like this with these sort of people staring at you, and do feel confident to sneak around? I don't feel confident to sneak around.
I don't feel confident to even be here.
There.
You know, what?
Well, keep an eye out and see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that. Do you think she has anything to do with the principal?
Chancellor?
Whoever's missing? Ildrix?
Either that or she's trying to spy to see what our audition would be like today, and then report to others. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just really weird.
As you discuss this, the doors to Conjure Out Hall open, and a man in his 40s exits Conjure Out Hall. He has a mane of stark white dreadlocks and a robe of white and blue. His eyes glow with a lavender hue, not dissimilar to Ovi's. And he addresses the 9 of you, plus Jesse. Beings of the dawn, you are most welcome to Prismari campus. I am a being of midday, assigned Galages, Dean of Imagination here at Prismari College. The being of eternal dusk rises to the heavens, is assigned Talantis, Dean of the Material. The professors of Prismari join us today, being of renewed sunrise, Arkan Menexes. He points to the 4-year-old pink-haired boy. Being of astral twilight, assigned Grimiak Triseldan. and being of Evernight, he points to the horrifying baby head on the spinal column with the tentacles, Professor Rizix. At this day's childhood, we present you with the trial to test the philosophies of our great founder, Galazeth Prismari. Your powers of imagination and ingenuity will be tested as you travel the planes of known existence. Patron of Solstice Day, Galazeth prizes both the exploration of all that is known and the challenge to plumb the limitless depths of our imagination and our dreams. While other colleges strive for balance, Prismari challenges us to extend the boundaries of both the known and of that not yet created. For your trial today, a network of planar portals has been slowly built over the ages, leading to and fro across the multiverse. You will be transported to Sigil, the walkway between worlds, and your task is to navigate your way back to this campus using the portals that you encounter. And he points to the pool behind you where the 3 students jumped out just a moment ago. Before you leave, however, 2 items. You 6, and he points to the 6 of you. It has been decided that each set of deans should be permitted to see you all work in tandem. You will complete the trials together for the rest of this week. Secondly, Mr. Mayhem.
No, thank you. Why?
Dean of Child of the Dawn. What are you assigned?
What is the question?
He wants to know your name. He wants to know your name.
Oh, babe. Hattie?
Hattie, speak it forth your concern to the world.
I don't know these people except for like a day ago, so what made everyone decide that we should all be together?
Your performance yesterday at Lorehold was conveyed to the deans at a council yesterday. That tie that binds you all is a beautiful mystery, one that we would like to explore in more detail.
What tie are you talking about?
He looks at you with this kind of kind eyes, as if to say, are you trying to patronize us? The trial will commence in just a moment. Secondly, Mr. Mayhem, and he gestures to the taller tiefling with dreadlocks and the hammer, your innate plane-shifting powers give you an advantage that would defeat the purpose of this trial. Vivara, who's the elven RA, walks up with this gold cuff, and she gestures to his hand. He hesitates, and he eventually kind of concedes and holds out his arm, not looking at his wrist, but looking at her as she goes to cuff it. And in a kind of a gruff voice, he says, make sure it's on tight. Sweetheart, I don't want it slipping off when things get rough.
Oh, Lord.
Ovi, with your insight, she doesn't blush, but kind of the hint of red kind of hits her cheeks as she says that. But she is tough as nails, so this is not a swooning kind of thing. He continues, keep in mind that great care has been taken to forge treaties with all the planes of existence. That being said, some of the wild creatures native to these various planes of existence are not bound by such parley. Our treaties allow for travel between the planes, but provide no protection to the travelers themselves from natural hazards or predators. That being said, you have magic at your disposal, and your imagination limitless. So venture forth as you must. A gift will be given to the first being of the dawn who returns. We wish you the blessing of both the dawn and the dusk as you venture forth. the tall Egyptian lady starts doing magic, and everything about what she's doing is big. I mean, you feel the breeze from her arm just cascading over your heads. You
I want to
see.
grab on the Ovi's like shoulder or arm.
You see this golden ring. It's very Doctor Strange, kind of on the ground, and then chink, 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 like 3 or 4 of them more kind of come up over your heads, and you begin to feel this pull kind of in your navel. There's just this tension, and all of a sudden you feel the floor drop from underneath you, and you get that moment of weightlessness, like going down that first hill of a roller coaster, and then all of a sudden your feet land, and you are in a space.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
You are on a long metal walkway that is about 20 feet wide that extends apparently infinitely in each direction. You could say there is a sky, but there is no sky. It is simply nothing. It's not dark and it's not light. The only real other feature you see are 4 shimmering portals that are these colors.
Sick.
You would have to jump off the edge of the bridge into any one of these portals. This is the challenge. And so what I'm going to do is have you all roll for initiative. Well, we're going to see. The order that you jump in the pool, whatever pool you pick, is the order that will come out, and we'll encounter whatever you encounter.
Okay, so before Macklin tries to go ahead and just jump into one, I think we should have some strategy. So maybe like some of us stick together.
Can we
Or maybe
possibly
all of us-
perceive that Gareth almost died when he saw this?
Yeah. Yeah, would I notice?
Ovi and Delta would notice that he really had. What would they have seen, Brian?
Garrett just kind of is like
Visibly
just kind of
uncomfortable.
like sit back and just like oh fuck, like just like kind of big eyes and just like
Delta flaps her wings really hard at him.
I will throw one extra thing on there. I will say Ovi and Delta, there's something about his reaction. This is not as new to him as it is to all of you.
Well, this is obviously his house. Yo, flaps her wings. Are you gonna look at me?
nope. No, he's actively not making eye contact.
Can I just fly in front of his face and force it?
I mean, you can just talk to him.
Yeah, why don't you just say it out loud?
Yeah, that's the thing the rest of us do to each other when we want to communicate.
Yeah.
Like
Really milking this magic item here. I love it.
I think it's cool. Garrett, what's wrong? What do we need to do?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Because you obviously know.
Why does he know? What?
Mayhem lights a cigarette.
Oh, I forgot Mayhem's down here with us.
Oh, they're with
Mayhem, Sirs, and Bank. Now, Varvara did not come with you, the elf. But the other 3 did. Would you like a reminder of what they look like?
You got
yeah.
Right? So the Bugbear Bank, the Shapeshifter Sirs, and the Tiefling Warhammer dude with the cuff are all with you.
Okay, in that case, Garrett does make eye contact with Delta and like, do not trust this Sirs guy.
Oh.
Noted.
And then breaks eye contact.
Okay. So what should we do, everyone?
I mean, you just jump in one and figure it out, right? No, we got to
assuming
get back
one of
here as
these
fast
guys-
as we can. You got to go through all 4 of them, right?
Mayhem
Possibly.
chuckles behind you as you say that.
Do you
What do
have
you
a
know?
better idea?
Anybody got a favorite color?
Guys, we don't know what's on the other side of these things,
He takes a big drag off his cigarette. I mean, like,
so I don't think we should split up.
Sorry, who are you? No, this guy taking a drag off a cigarette and just like lurky loo.
Immediately the coolest guy here.
he blows smoke in your face as you kind of say that. Like, you ever hop planes before? Because you all
No.
have clearly no idea what you're doing. These right here,
This is a race, isn't it? Why don't you go ahead and go on if you already know what you're doing?
honestly, I would. But I'm telling you, one of these could lead to the 9 hells. And I don't want to be stuck there alone. Another one of them could lead to the greatest paradise you've ever seen in your life. We have no idea. This isn't how I travel. These could go anywhere, but I'm telling you, I guarantee you, there's something waiting on the other side. He takes his hammer out, and he just holds it, and kind of, you see this just look of experience kind of come across his eyes, like you see this, like, he's seen some dark shit kind of before. Like, this is, it's got a very Constantine vibe. Kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't care where
So-
we go, but
So we're all
it's never going to be good.
we're going together? Do we all go together?
I'm going where he goes.
These people with us?
What?
Might be safer. Let's.
Are they
let's
partying
stick
or are they
together
just, like,
so we see what we're
supervising
dealing with.
activity?
We might have to split up at some point.
They're with us, right? Like they're in
The
the
three,
group?
the
Yeah.
9 of you are all together.
Yeah, they're like Rampart, Jordy,
Yeah,
and
there are 3 other students. They are participating in this with you. They are listening to what Mayhem says. Sirs and Bank. Bank does
I think
pop
it's
up.
cool
He's like,
that-
yeah, I've played on a couple of others other planes, but I mean they're all the good ones. Like, we don't go to hells and stuff, but I mean we're usually invited and teleport. I don't know anything about these.
Why would they be
Portals.
colored?
Well, I'm sure they're probably telling us. Mayhem interrupts. Is like, you'll find out. I don't mean anything. The colors, they're not clues. Just pick one. We just have to make it back to Strixhaven.
Are
Alive.
these real?
Garrett's going to stand up in front and kind of puff his chest a little bit and stand tall,
Oh, Lord.
even though he's very short. He's going to say, I've done this before. These colors don't mean anything. It's a random guess.
That's literally
You
what
jump
the
into a
house
portal,
was.
and there might be a monster on the other side, so we all just need to stick together and pick one, and then there'll be more pools to pick after that. And then you just keep picking and keep picking until you hope that you end up where you're supposed to be.
Delta says, "You guys ready?"
yeah.
And she goes into Sapphire.
Okay.
I think after.
All right.
Yeah.
Order of operations: Delta, Ovi.
MacGruber pulls his pistol but waits to see where Mayhem jumps first.
I'm gonna say Bank goes after Ovi. Anybody? Who's next?
I'm going.
Okay. Hattie and Chessie.
Garrett's going.
Garrett.
I'll go.
Indigo. I'm actually going to say Sirs, as soon as Garrett jumps in, Sirs is a half a second behind him.
God damn it.
Who's left?
Mayhem and me.
Okay. Mayhem looks at you and kind of last drag on a cigarette. He's like, you ready to get fucked?
And Macklin just like,
Mayhem is the coolest
Yeah.
guy ever.
Macklin just like quivers and is like, no?
But
Just
yeah,
jump in when you have a chance.
Oh. How
Okay.
far behind us are you going to be?
Yeah, how far are you going to be behind them?
Are you coming?
I'm following after him. Yeah.
Okay, so he jumps in, and McGruber. Let's, for the sake of suspense, we'll cut it off here,
Dang.
and we'll talk about where you show up next session.
Love it. No, I like playing D&D with you. It's fun.
It's fun.
This is great.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, the school setting is primetime shenanigans.
Yes, absolutely. Good job getting like people out of rooms and information back, and I can't wait to hear about that cloak. I better show
That was cool.
I'll show you that.
Yeah, what did you do?
Oh, I stole that dude's cloak.
Yeah, but a trinket? Like a drone?
Oh, I can make a homunculus servant?
Oh, great.
It's like a little mechanical familiar. Did you name it? And is he still with you?
I can have him for 4 days, so definitely still with me. I will name him before we meet again.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We can try Google Meet again next time. I think it was just our camera wasn't working in a general sense.
Okay.
Now it's working, so we can try Google Meet again if you want.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, crew. Until next time.
All right,
Yeah,
bye, y'all.
bye.